Good day, grade 8 students. So, today we will be having our third lesson. So, this will be our week 3 lesson. Yesterday, I already gave you the copy of Synopsis of Spring Silkworms by Mao Dun. So, today we will be discussing the historical context or historical background of the spring silkworm. So, here is the historical background because nearly all of Mao Dun's creative writing was inspired by the tumultuous political upheavals through which China was passing in the first half of the 20th century. It is helpful to view Spring Silkworms or Chunkan, one of the author's best and most important work in its historical context. So, spring silkworms or chunkan was heavily influenced by the political turmoil in China during the early 20th century. So, if you were going to look at its historical context, you'll see that the events happening in this country, like wars, social changes, and the struggles of the people, had a big impact on its work or his works. Spring silkworms, for example, isn't just about silkworms. It actually symbolizes the hardship and struggles of the people under powerful system and enemies. The political and social challenges of that time are reflected in the themes of his writing. So to truly understand his work, it is important to consider the historical events surrounding him. Appeared in 1933, a year after the so-called Shanghai incident, in which Japanese and Chinese military forces clashed in that city from January through May, which coincides with the spring setting of the story. So just like what I told you earlier, this event actually lines up the spring setting of the story. So when you think about it, the tension and the chaos from the time really reflect what's happening in the story. The struggles of the people during this period of conflict are kind of mirrored in the themes of spring silkworms. Next, the story. So, for over a decade, the Japanese, who at the time were also concluding their conquest of modern Manchuria, had been seeking ever more favorable terms of sale of their manufactured goods as had various Western powers. Many Chinese responded with boycotts of Japanese products, which often erupted into violent confrontations. So, maraming Chinese ang nag-react dito sa pagbebenta ng mga Japanese ng kanilang goods na madalas it will lead into a violent confrontations. So, yung tension sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa, pati na rin yung mga ganitong activities, you will going to see this in the story of spring silkworms. When a Chinese mob attacked a group of Japanese Buddhist monks in January 1932, Japanese agents, provocateurs, fomented demonstrations that eventually grew into several months of military clashes and that are described in Mao Dun's story as war. So, this incident caused a shift in global opinion, with many countries moving away from supporting Japan and starting to favor in China. It also served as a precursor to the more brutal events that would later unfold between Japan and China. So, ito yung nag-lead sa mas matinding hidwaan pa between dito sa dalawang bansa, which is Japan and China. Spring silkworms is an artistic response this imperialistic incident, into which the author also weaves another of his signature themes, which is the attacks on Chinese feudal thinking and behavior. So, itong spring silkworm ni Mao Dun is an artistic response to the imperialistic incident. So, sabi nga dito, it is one of his signature themes, which is an attack on Chinese feudal thinking and behavior. So, ano ba yung feudal thinking na yan na tinatawag natin? So, it is refers to the old, rigid social and cultural norms in China that Maodun's critics. These norms often prevented progress, unity, and the ability to adapt to new challenges such as foreign aggression. So, once you say feudal thinking, ito yung thinking nila or yung belief nila na hindi nila maalis yung paniniwala nila dun sa tradition, which is niyayakap nila that Mauduns believe that this is one of the reason bakit walang progress yung country nila, kung bakit napag-iiwanan yung bansa nila during that time. So, Maudun uses the struggle of the characters, their relationship, and how they react to the changes around them to show how these old traditional views in society are holding back progress and unity, especially when facing foreign aggression. Parang he's showing how outdated mindsets are big obstacle to moving forward. So, yung mga paniniwala nyo na luma at ayaw tumanggap ng panibagong idea, it will lead you to a bigger obstacle wherein mas lalo kayong hindi magpa-progress. So, now let us discuss the historical context. So, once we say historical context, it is an important part of life and literature, and without it, memory, stories, and characters have less meaning. So, sabi nga dyan, it refers to the social, religious, economic, and political condition that existed during a certain time and place. In literature, a strong understanding of the historical context behind works creation can give us better understanding of and appreciation for the narrative. So, once we say historical context kasi, it is crucial in understanding literature because it helps us to see the deeper meanings behind the events, the characters, and themes of story. So, if we will going to connect it in Spring Silkworms, the historical context of China during the early 20th century, particularly the political and then the social turmoil, plays a huge role in the narrative. So, the story is set in a time when China is experiencing both internal conflicts and external conflicts like foreign invasions and the rise of new ideologies. So, kung hindi natin alam yung mga pangyayari na to, mahihirapan tayong maunawaan or yung maunawaan kung ano yung mga nangyayari at bakit ganun yung mga decision ng character doon sa kwento. And at the same time, we will not know what is the theme of the story or the message of the story. So, for example natin dito is the struggles of the peasants in the spring silkworms. It reflects the economic condition of China at that time. So, the silk farmers in the story faced dire poverty and exploitation by the wealthy landowners and middlemen. So, yung kahirapan na na-experience nila is result ng hindi patas na sistema ng society and then at the same time ng economy during that time. So understanding this historical context helps explain the characters' motivations. For instance, the silkworm farmers' willingness to risk everything for survival is a direct response to the harsh economic realities they face. So the social structure is another aspect tied to the historical context. So, at that time, traditional Chinese society was heavily influenced by feudal thinking, the belief of rigid social hierarchies, and the unquestioned obedience to authority. So, ito kanina na-discuss naman na natin yung feudal thinking. Alam naman na natin to, 'di ba? In Spring Silkworms, the characters, especially the elders, still hold on to the old ideas where are challenged by the economic struggles around them. So here we will see that the old ones in that story and also the other characters ay mga nahihirapan sila nahihirapan sila sa matinding pagbabago dahil sa matinding paniniwala nila doon sa tradition and also the beliefs that they are following. So, the political tensions of the period also impact the story during the 1930s. China was dealing with foreign invasions. So, during the time, sinasakop sila ng Japan or yung mga Japanese. So, this political backdrop influences the way people view their survival and place in the world. So, the character in Spring Silkworms are not only struggling with poverty, but also with the uncertainty of nation on the brink of major change. Ang character sa kabila ng kanilang personal na paghihirap ay bahagi ng isang mas malawak na sitwasyon ng pagbabago at pagkatalo ng bansa. Kasi nga 'di ba, they are being ruled or hindi naman ruled, but there was foreign invasion during that time. So in the same way, the social unrest caused by Japan's influence in China mirrors the internal struggles the characters go through. The Japanese forces' increasing presence in China serves as a reminder of the foreign threats that are putting additional pressure on an already weak society. So dito makikita natin sa kwento kung saan ang mga character ay naharap sa conflict or nag-i-struggle sila na hindi lang mula sa kanilang mga local problems, kundi pati na rin sa mga foreign countries na sumasakop sa kanila. So in summary, the historical context of Spring Silkworm shaped the characters and themes in significant ways. Kung hindi natin naiintindihan yung mga nangyayari sa history, magiging mahirap maintindihan yung mga struggles ng characters at the same time, yung mga decision na ginagawa nila. By knowing the economic, social, and political conditions at that time, we can better appreciate the choices. So, the characters make and the broader themes the author is exploring. So, yung history ay nagbibigay sa atin ng deeper understanding about what is happening and what is the message of the story and what is it all about. So, now let us proceed with the local colors. So, in analyzing the historical context, we will going to use local colors. So, ano ba yung local colors na tinatawag natin? So, it is a term applied to fiction or verse which emphasizes its setting, being concerned with the character of district or of an era as marked by its custom, dialect, costumes, landscape, or other peculiarities that have escaped standardizing cultural influences. And it is also used to refer to customs, traditions, dress, and other things which give a place or period of history its own particular character. So, once we say local color, it refers to the elements in a story that highlight the unique features of a specific place, time, or community. So, it included the customs, traditions, dialects, clothing, landscape, or other distinctive characteristics that make a region or era stand out from more generalized standardized cultural influences. So, in literature, yung local color na tinatawag natin, it helps us bring the settings to life. It gives us sense of place by showing readers the specific way of life in that area or period. So, kung baga, dinadala niya tayo mismo doon sa story na yon for us to experience by reading kung ano yung pamumuhay ng tao na nandoon sa story na yon. For example, dialect o yung wika na ginagamit ng tao sa isang lugar. So, this one, you will be able to see this in a story. So, yung mga kasuotan or yung mga clothing and tradition, usually ding nilalarawan ng detailed ito doon sa story para matulungan tayo na makuha yung image ng buhay ng particular na lugar na yon. So, kung ang suot nila ay gawa sa ganito, sa silk, ipapakita yon doon sa story. So, it will be described in the story. In Spring Silkworms, Maudun uses local color to depict the lives of the silk farmers and the rural landscape of China. So, it is during the early 20th century. So, in this way, detalyado na nalalarawan or describe or pinapakita kung ano-ano yung mga traditional na gawain ng mga magsasaka, yung mga proseso ng paggawa ng silk, at yung kalikasan ng bayan na yon. So, for example, ano ba yung environment doon? Maganda ba? Sagana ba? So, dito natin yan makikita in local color. So, makikita din natin dito yung mga social and economic situation during that time. So, this element of local color will help us to see what is the particular historical or cultural context na meron doon sa story na yon. So, ini-engage tayo ng isang local color para maintindihan natin or makita natin doon sa binabasa natin or ma-imagine natin kung ano ba talaga yung pamumuhay during that time. So, by using local color, writers give their work authenticity and richness. So, ginagawa nilang hindi lang isang background ang setting, kundi isang character din doon sa story. And it has an effect doon sa story ng ating story and yung act ng ating character. So, the technical using of color will help us para mas ma-immerse nga or para mas experience natin kung ano ba yung na-experience ng character doon sa story natin na binabasa. So, during your grade 7, you had your Philippine literature, which is one common story that often includes local culture. So, The Monkey and the Turtle, for sure familiar na kayo dito, si Pagong at ang Matching. It is a famous Filipino folklore. So this story is part of Philippine folklore and is commonly taught younger students because it reflects culture, values, and beliefs while also offering a moral. So doon sa story ng Monkey and the Turtle, it shows local color when it comes to customs and beliefs because the story presents local Filipino customs like importance of fairness, with over strength, community cooperation, and the characters, the Monkey and the Turtle, embody common traits found in Filipino stories. So doon natin makikita yung mga ugali sa character ng mga Filipino. Like, for example, cleverness, resourcefulness, and the consequences ng pagiging gahaman or nung greed natin. We also have here the dialect. So, while the story is typically written in Filipino, in some versions, it might feature phrases or terms common to different regions of the Philippines. So, it is reflecting the linguistic diversity o yung pagkakaiba-iba nung dialect na ginagamit natin dito sa Pilipinas. So, different regions often tell the story in their own dialects, adding local color to the way the narrative is presented. And once we talk about the landscape, the setting of the story is a forest, which is a part of the Philippines' rural landscape. So, same din dun sa may spring silkworms natin kanina, no? So, the way the environment is described, including trees, rivers, and then the natural surroundings, is typical of Filipino. Sabihin natin, typical na rural life ng isang Pinoy. And it adds authenticity to the story. So, parang kapani-paniwala talaga yung story. And we also have the cultural traditions. So, the story of the turtle and the monkey is not just simple fable but also a reflection of Filipino values. So, the characters' action and their interaction with nature highlight Filipino values like respect for nature and resourcefulness, which are key aspects of life in rural communities. So, in this folktale, local color is evident through the setting. So, the rural landscape na tinatawag natin. Cultural beliefs, yung fairness, intelligence, resourcefulness, and the language, the use of Filipino terms and expressions. So, these elements together create a rich cultural backdrop that allows readers, especially young Filipinos, to connect with the story on a personal level, while also imparting important moral lessons. Okay, so now we will be having your activity. So yesterday I already gave you the copy of the synopsis of spring silkworms, and I also discuss it now yung kung ano ba yung historical context, and at the same time is the local colors. So now you will going to make a graphic organizer wherein you will going to list down the important detail using the timeline graphic organizer. Ito yung sinend ko sa inyo kahapon. So now, ang gagawin nyo naman is this one. So, you will going to relate and match the historical details you listed on the graphic organizer about the business practices and history of early 20th century China to events that happened in spring silkworm. So, yan naman po yung gagawin natin today. So, you will going to connect the historical details about the business practices and history of early 20th century China with events in Maodun's spring silkworm. So, this means you should identify the historical context. So, you will going to look at the major events, economic condition, and the social issues that were happening in China during the early 20th century, such as foreign influence, the economic class struggles, and political unrest. And you will also match these historical details to the events in spring silkworm. So you will going to explain how the events in the story reflect or relate to those historical details. For example, you can relate how the silk farmers' struggles in the story reflect the broader economic and social challenges faced by people in China during that time. By doing this, you'll show how Mao Dun's story is not just about individuals but also a reflection of larger historical, economic, and social context of early 20th century. So you will going to use the table to answer the activity. So here is the historical details, and here is the events from spring silkworms. So that is what you will going to do for your activity. So we already discussed the topic and we will be having your activity now. Thank you for listening, grade 8. I hope na safe kayong lahat and enjoy your day. Bye!